Leading to exactly from what Fawzia talked about, particularly victims who are resiling or compromising cases out of court. Now, this is one of the biggest findings that we have in many, many studies. In a study that Legal Aid Society did for Sindh showed that over 58 to 60% of cases are settled out of court or where the victim resides. Similar statistics are being seen in Islamabad, Punjab, KP, and Balochistan. Which is interesting because rape is a non-compoundable offense under the law, which means it cannot be compromised and the court must pursue its case. Ms. Nidali, I'd like to ask you, what is the legal impact of compromise in court and in court practice? Because there's law and then there's court practice. And how should the criminal justice system respond to situations where you can see the victim or the complainant are clearly resiling? What are the strategies that we could apply and what does it actually do to the case?
Thank you, Maliha. Hello. Yes, thank you, Maliha. The reason why we have a very low conviction rate, which is 2%, and a high acquittal rate, almost more than 98%, is the reason because of the deficit in our legal justice system. Other than the other barricades that we have that defeats justice or stops the delivery of justice to victims or survivors of sexual violence, one of the biggest reasons that the justice fails them is because cases are compromised out of the court. Now, rape, as you said, is a non-compoundable offense under the law. There is absolutely no justification for allowing the accused and the survivor to compromise. However, because in our system, what happens is that because sexual violence against women is not considered a priority area, the failure of the system starts with the first instance, which is the first responder, the police. The report is not registered in time, key evidence is lost, and the challan, which is the investigation report, is filed it should be filed under the law within 14 days, but it takes months to file that report. Now, this is the time, which is crucial time, when the case should already be under trial. The delay causes, and we've already established that it's a crime of power. So the victim is often very vulnerable, has no legal resources, financial backing, and often no family support. So when this whole issue is delayed because of our justice system, it gives the opportunity to the accused to pressurize the victim into resiling or seeking a compromise, which is in Urdu called a razinama. Now, I mean, with what happens is that we can see the intention of the accused going to the court by filing an FIR with the police, and then also by giving a statement in the court. After that, what we've noticed in our experience is that most of the cases are not followed through by the victim. And most of them resile out of the court. It being a non-compoundable offense, there's a razinama between the parties. The way to handle this issue is that there should be accountability mechanisms in place. Anybody who strikes a deal between the accused, who initiates or enables a deal, should be punished under the law. The reason why this offense goes totally gets no justice is only for the reason that there is no accountability mechanisms in place for the police, there is no accountability for the prosecution, and mostly what is illegal is the compoundability element. In my experience, in my office's experience, we have never seen, despite hundreds and thousands of razinamas and compromises, not one person has been brought under the law for striking a deal outside the court.
Could you also comment in your response about the need for integration between all the different actors of the criminal justice system and how that could be a challenge to the implementation of the law?
First, I'll come to the accountability issue, which is the implementation issue. There is no dearth of laws in Pakistan, but the issue has always been the implementation. The rape laws existed, even they were amended in 2016 also. Coming forward to 2021, we have new legislation, but the question is, was 2016 law implemented ever? It was not, because while the governments are very active in making legislation, there is absolutely no implementation strategy followed this. And the reason... Okay, and then number two are the lack of resources. Now, Maria is here. So there is a recent judgment in the Lahore High Court by Atif Bajwa. There were 34,000 cases registered under the new anti-rape law legislation, but none of them were tried according to this law, the provisions in this law. No JIT was formed, and there was no mechanism followed. The CCPO was asked to respond to it, that why was this mechanism not followed. He gave a detailed reply that there were no resources allocated to us. So in the end, he also gave an invoice for making JITs. He said that we need 4.5 billion rupees to make an infrastructure for accountability centers, for these centers, for investigation centers, sorry. And we need 1.5 billion to run them. So whilst you make a law and you don't have an implementation strategy for allocating resources, nothing is going to happen here. Then there's also a shortcoming in understanding how to implement the law. For instance, we only have one GBV court in Lahore, which is also not legally recognized, because it was made by Justice Mansoor Ali Shah, and a lot of judges do not recognize, saying it has no legal validity. It was not made through the law. So now what has happened is the government currently has issued a notification, the Law and Justice Commission, that all session courts are now declared as special courts. Now you can't declare all session courts as special courts, then how do you identify that the gender cases will go here and rest of the cases? So in the end, all cases will be tried in the same courts without any safeguards in the place. Lastly, accountability is a huge issue. In our experience at AGHS, we have never seen that if there is police failure, or if the prosecution does not coordinate as the law mandates with the police, or the judiciary does not conclude the trial in 4 months as stipulated in the previous law. There's a direction to conclude the trial in 4 months in 2016 law. In the current law, no, in the current law it's 4 months, and the previous one it was 3 months. If the trial does not conclude, there is no accountability. Normally, a regular rape trial takes 2 to 3 years to conclude. So witnesses lose, the witnesses lose, victim or the survivor is the primary witness. So they lose interest in the case, the offense is compounded, or they are influenced to withdraw their case. So these are the implementation issues that they need to be focused on. We are very active with making laws, but with no implementation strategy.